Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's me again, Meet Poppin. Got the video for you today. It's one from Abba and Preach. Abba likes to do these Instagram interviews. Sometimes he has this interesting discussion, and this time he met this guy, kinda old dude, maybe just like me. I'm 20 years, I'm married to the same lady, and usually we have the same perspective.
I'm a little bit older, so perhaps I have a different perspective. I've been married 21 years.
You've been through some very difficult times, I'm assuming, in your marriage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You
And
you
coming
have to
out of
work and
and,
fight for your marriage if you want
and
it.
coming out of that, wasn't that the portion that made you love your partner the most?
Absolutely. Let me just share this because I know a lot of people who wanna have a relationship and connect. The four things that kill a relationship, people never talk about.
Go for it.
And those things are criticism. When you constantly criticize your partner, you're gonna kill your relationship.
Yep, it's all avoiding the unnecessary stuff. Like for example, last time actually today, it was kind of hectic in my house. The kids were very active and everything. And we both kind of at the same time we got angry. I'm not sure if I didn't help her enough or anything. I got irritated. Something happened. But we were kind of pissed in the same house. So we said, you know what, at the same time, for some reason, both of us started cleaning at the same time. And the kids were being hectic, but we ignored the kids. We just did what we had to do. Yo, you do that. Yo, no, do that. And it's like we were like this. Boom, 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 boom. Telling the kids what they have to do. And whenever we met, we just left a quick, hey, remember do that. Then remember do that. Remember do that. And you leave the other one with time. It's like you can criticize people, but you have to be ninja about it. You have to be subtle about it. It's not like I told you this, I want it now. You have to time that stuff. We realize that saying something in the moment, especially a critical, whatever you're gonna say, if you say that and you want a result at that moment, usually it's not the right thing.
That's number one. Number two, contempt.
What the heck is contempt? I'm getting confused. Contempt is a pattern of attitude and behavior often toward an individual or a group, but sometimes toward an ideology, which has the characteristic of disgust and anger. Ooh, no, 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 no. If you ever catch your partner looking at you with disgust, like, oh my god, I married this shit, okay, you have a problem. Or you're gonna stick together and it's going to be downhill with the kids in a very pressure cook situation.
When you get to a place of contempt for your partner, that's a sign that your relationship is going to fail. Number three, when you are defensive, you are constantly, your partner can't point something out to you in a loving way, just even sometimes it's hard. But if you're constantly defensive and it's like a moving target, nobody could get to you, that's a sign. And the last one,
Whatever she tells me, I would never be defensive unless I have a feeling that I have to do it because of a family member. Then I have to admit, I don't like that. It pisses me off. Because she has a big family and I don't have a family, so it feels kind of weird. But with time, she did realize that, hey, it's kind of unfair. And we balance it out. So now she is more defensive for me. And she's more like, hey man, leave my husband alone. Don't pressure cook him, put him in a pressure cooker. I'm the one married to him. So I don't feel I have to be defensive with her because I can actually trust her. I was defensive in the beginning because of the whole family issue. Whenever people want something from me, it was annoying because she was like the little princess. So everybody put the pressure on me, and I'm like, people, come on, I can't handle everything. But with time, it changed. I'm not saying you cannot have these values in your relationship, but if you're not active enough to work on it and change it, you shouldn't be together. But luckily, she also realized because I was a consistent person, she was like, maybe he ain't shit after all the shit test.
last one is, how can I say this? It's like stonewalling, right? It's like that drawbridge goes up and it's like, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Can I ask you something?
My wife had stonewalling technique, especially in the beginning, and I realized that she didn't like me pressing her with certain questions, but if I just walked away, She was like, no, don't walk away. So it was quite annoying. What I did realize though is just tell your opinion the best way you could, but do as direct as possible, but do not expect a reaction the way you want it. Just leave. Give her time. And I realized the stonewalling technique, she didn't have to use it anymore. Slowly she knows that it was useless, and with time it actually got better. So now whenever somebody says something super important, we can just detect it. We're so used to each other that she can say specific phrases or just a look, and I'm like, oh flip, she needs me. We don't need the stonewall technique anymore.
Something? Can I ask
Go
you
ahead,
something?
bro. Go ahead, bro.
Wouldn't you say that all those things are choices?
All of those things are choices, and you have to accept the responsibility, right?
Yes.
That you are responsible for your behavior.
I like that a lot. There was a time that my wife used to work and also take care of the kid. It's not that I didn't want to, it's because the kid was always so sick, and because she was always helping the kid sit upright to breathe, the kid got used to her. The kid didn't want to be with me when he was suffering through pain. And it created a very weak dynamic, and it was quite annoying. And one time I remember I actually told her, I don't think you're a good mother because you're making specific decision that makes the kids more dependent on you. Whenever I tried to help her to split the test, it was hard to split the kid from her because she was always so touchy with the kid. So when I needed to teach the kids to sleep alone, I actually told her I need to lock you in a different room for hours so the kid can't find you, and I could put him to sleep and he would sleep with me, and that's how I got him used to sleep alone. And I was happy about it. But then she came one time and she says, oh man, you're tired, I'll help you. She helped me put the baby to sleep, but accidentally fell asleep with the baby. And it pissed me so much off because she repeated the cycle, and then the baby started crying again. I want mommy, I want mommy. And I actually said, you're a bad mother. And till today, I feel so bad. I mean, I can justify it in 10,000 ways, but it's not something you're supposed to say. But I also have to respect that she didn't explode back at me. She was logically saying, I get where you're coming from, but I'm happy that you realized it before I had to go talk to you. She actually gave me like a few days to rethink my stuff.
That's the thing. It's not about, you can feel how you want to. And maybe you need to process and work through your feelings, right? To understand why you feel the way that you do. But irrespective of that, you're still responsible for your behavior.
I'm responsible for calling her a bad mother. And I took the L, and I never done it again. I promised her. Just the same time that one time we had an issue and she accidentally said, this is my baby. I got so angry. And I told her, don't you ever say that ever again to me. Don't even go that direction. You didn't want me to do a bunch of stuff. That is something that I totally hate. I've seen it in families. It has destroyed confidence in fathers. And I see kids treating their father disrespectful because they know mommy is going to protect me. And I told her, don't ever do that again. But stuff happens and you adapt, and you have to be consistent after that mistake. And trust me, marriage can be hard, but you have no idea how beautiful it is for the things that I can provide to my kids. It's worth it. It's satisfying. It's relaxing. It's peaceful, ladies and gentlemen, and comfortable with two freaking salarymen. Woo!
Responsible for the things that you say. You're responsible for the things that you do.
And you preaching to the choir, my friend.
You know what I mean?
Listen, you're not the only one. Pretty much every married couple that I would speak to, that you research online, that you look at studies, will say the same thing, right? And so that's why it's crazy to me when people talk about like, all right, well, what am I going to bring to the marriage? But they never bring up responsibility.
No.
They never bring up duty,
respect,
or labor. It's a lot of labor.
Hard. We have twins. It's hard.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go, preach.
You know what's even fun? People that get babies, they usually break up in the first 2 years. And I was telling people, you do realize that the magic situation with the baby usually starts after 2 years? I'm here living a Gucci life with my babies. It was hard before, sleep bad, bada beam, bada boom, but now? Gee, I can have the worst day. Come home, Papa! Oh man, gee. My kids are happier if I told them, hey, do you want to go with the bike outside? They're super happy. They want me to be there. That's it. But one thing I remember I watched this cartoon. This cartoon, the kid is like, hey Papa, do you want to do this with me? And Papa, go, I don't have time, I'll do that later. And then you see the picture changes to like 10 years later. The papa's like, hey kid, do you want to do something? And the kid's like, do, Papa, no, I'm busy. So that, I remember when I saw that, I said, I don't want to be that father. And now people come to me like, oh, you're lucky. I said, no, I'm not lucky. Look how we invest. We don't fight with each other. We don't have like gangster ideology. No, I'm a freaking chill person. My wife was a super feminist. You know what? We smash, and we became one team. That's it. That's our ideology.
Changes the dynamic of how you see your partner. It changes the dynamic about what the institution of marriage is. It helps you understand that your marriage is connected to more than just your emotion, your feelings. It's connected to not just you, not just your kids, but your community.
That's right.
Right? It's a reflection of something much, much bigger. So anyway, I just wanted to share those things.
You have to understand what it is before you go into it. Because I'm sure
That's
when
important.
you were taking those vows, you understood what it meant.
Well,
Yes.
not only that, my wife and I, we sat down, we went to counseling. Let's put all our cards on the table, and when we hit a rough patch and we feel like, hey, you know what, our relationship isn't as dynamic as it should be. For example, after we had our twins, right? It's like we had to learn how to reconnect because for the first 3-4 years, we just twins, you know what I mean?
I told you about the first few years. I told you. And twins, ooh, that's even double the trouble. Me and my wife, we did have to have counseling there at a specific moment. And I remember this lady explained something to my wife like, look man, sometimes when you have a specific nice guy, you can pull so much from them as if it's their obligation. They're not doing it because it's their obligation. They're doing it because it's their responsibility to be a good husband.
Yes, sir.
Wait. Are you saying that you had 3-4 years of turbulence and you stuck through it?
Of course. Right? But it was difficult, but we had to sit down and we had to say to one another, hey.
If you're wondering why I'm dancing so hard, it's because somebody came on earlier and they were like, yeah, well, if I was unhappier for multiple years, I would just leave him.
No wonder you're not together.
I think it's very, very important as well to be self-aware when you're single and know what it is that you need in a woman or in a man.
Yes, I hate that situation when people are like, I want you to help me grow. I'm like, nah, go grow there and come back when you're grown, you know? And I think people don't realize how long relationship work. It's not easy. Sometimes it's a battle. Sometimes there's temptation. But if you hold on true and you're consistent in your improvement, hey, maybe I'm not an entrepreneur like most people, but relationship-wise, man, I know I do that good. Hope you guys like this video. Comment, like, keep your share it. Discord, send me videos if you have anything interesting. Just click on the link. You can see the channel. Just scroll. Just post any video if you want and let me know. Let's keep in touch. Or just drop into the VC. Say hi.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put a fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam turloqueta verdeta welcome.